Good morning.
Good morning. Now that you come into view,
Yes, good morning. Good morning.
like the color combo on you, like nice shades of blue
Yeah,
and with the background. It almost seems coordinated.
yeah, you'd think I planned it, although I didn't. It was just covering up my messy bed head.
Yeah, I keep forgetting. I keep forgetting that I have this. Ugh. I like the black.
Yeah,
It's
looks good.
impossible to wear outside when it's sunny because you the
Oh, I
headlight.
know.
It's
It
hot.
heats right up.
Yeah.
Cool. See my Thursday thought yesterday?
Honestly, I started watching it and
Yeah.
then something distracted me, so I didn't watch it. And then
Okay.
today in the morning, I switch on LinkedIn. I still have it running, so it's all of a sudden across the bedroom. Like, running. All right. Sorry, I have not watched. What did you say?
Oh, I kind of took the easy way out yesterday because I didn't have a lot of time. So I just replayed a clip from the Filling the Experience Gap from my friend Andre, who,
Yep.
because the question about what is your best advice for somebody, his best advice was hire a coach. And then he talked about how he's worked with coaches and the difference it's made for him. So I just was kind of replaying that clip. So
Right.
all I had to record new was a little intro and an outro and then just throw his clip in there. So it was good.
Yeah. I spent my
Well,
day. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, I was very close to not doing a Thursday thought yesterday.
Why?
I just was, it was like the end of the afternoon and I just felt like had a lot of things to do. And I'm like, but then I convinced myself, I can't just throw away my streak. So I pulled one out of the fire.
Hmm. What gave rise to that thought? Like what
I was just focused all afternoon on, well, two things I need to finish. One was getting ready for my meeting today with Jamie. And then two is my new course starts next week.
mhm.
So I got to, and the way I approached this new course was to sell it first and build it second. So I have to have a module ready for Monday morning to go. And I just started writing the script for it yesterday. So.
So 1 second, we have
A visitor.
okay, and what? We have a new Lego world happening, and
Oh yeah.
show the safe. Look, this is a safe,
Okay.
and inside of it are different kinds of treasures. Now you need to show it to the camera.
Oh, is it the jewels?
Yes, exactly. Show the jewels.
Wow.
There we go, right
Is
there.
that like a pirate set or something?
It's a pirate set and a bank set. Oh yes, this one too.
Oh wow. Oh, there's two.
There you go.
Two
Look at that. If
wow.
only I had so much treasure.
I know.
That's
great.
Смотри, как быстро я могу летать.
My airplane just took off.
Yeah, my son still likes Lego.
Yeah, I still like Lego.
Yeah.
I used to love Technics and pneumatic Technics. It's incredible.
Yeah. It's funny, like he would get a set for Christmas or his birthday, and you're like, okay, this is like $200, 1,000 pieces, and boom, 2 hours later, it's done.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I I remember I had the chance. So this was me being at the age of I think around 13. So we were in the UK at that time, and there was this Lego Technics. It was a backhoe.
Yeah.
The front would raise, the back would like all move, all pneumatically.
Yeah.
They were all like this knobs that you would turn.
Yeah.
It cost at that time, like my dad's salary, like it cost an atrocious amount of money, like
Yeah.
something in the ballpark of 60 pounds.
Wow.
It was a lot. And so my parents tried to not coerce, but coach me into getting maybe something more meaningful because
Yeah.
like, look, I'm a teenager, blah, blah, blah. So, but I wouldn't be swayed. I got that Lego, and just like your son, came home, unpacked it. By evening, it was done.
Yeah.
And then the OCD subsided, and there it was, sitting there for the longest time.
Yeah.
Yes. And then I regretted not getting a Walkman. So I got the Walkman every next year.
Yeah. I had the yellow sport Walkman. It was like waterproof.
Whew, that was sexy.
Yeah, that was the bomb back in the day. And then the big purchase after that was the rechargeable batteries.
Oh, you know what? I had no luck with rechargeable batteries. I had
Yeah.
absolutely no luck. I kept. So every time I would leave the house, it would be my Walkman, 2 tapes at least, a big pen, because then you could wind the tape while you're
Yeah.
listening to the other one,
Yeah.
and a 2 spare AA batteries, always.
Yeah.
So when my friends would be like, "Oh my God, my Walkman died," it's like, suckers. Can I have your batteries? No.
That's funny.
Oh yes.
And now look where we are.
Yeah. Now look where we are.
That's funny. So you were about to say what you were doing yesterday afternoon?
Yeah. Yesterday I was trying to decipher whether. Remember how I was bragging about the traffic to the website?
Yes.
And I was trying to correlate that because yesterday traffic dropped because remember, I changed my campaigns, which were now focused on a very specific thing.
Yeah.
Traffic dropped. And I was like, holy moly, what is this? But I didn't have, by looking at the analytics, I didn't have a lot of clicks, and I didn't have a lot of paid traffic. So I was trying to figure out in my head, because I have no one to ask, whether or not there's a correlation between you actually advertising, doesn't matter how much, but you advertising, and them providing you referrals. So them bumping you up. I decided to not do anything. So I am going to keep it for a couple of days just to see, and then turn back some of the other ads on. I wasn't spending a lot of money on them. I mean, we're talking maximum $15 a day.
Yeah.
But it would be interesting to see if the big platforms actually demand ransom for you appearing in the search.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. And I went back to my old, remember Unstoppable PLR?
Yeah.
So I still, despite me canceling my subscription, I still had a bunch of credits there, and I thought to myself that I could use those credits to expand my wife's content, because there's a lot of self-help stuff.
Yeah.
And if you recall, at one point in time, I had that vision for weekly or a monthly 5-minute, all senses video blog, vlog, essentially, where you take music from Pixabay or whatever, which is more meditation, beautiful images, and some text, if you will, just to calm the mind.
Yeah.
So all of those things swirl in my head as experiments to try, with no clear indication of where they would lead.
And did they lead you anywhere, or?
They led me here. I tried to map out all of the things you get in the PLR, because you get quite a bit. You get even with a single one that you get is, so with the number of credits I have left, I can buy 3 different packages, and they all come with a lot of content, So that would set you up easily for a couple of months, maybe half a year.
Yeah.
But then it requires work. Like some of it requires rewording, some of it requires graphic stuff.
Yeah.
That just needs to be done. Yeah, so I'm going to try that. See where that leads. And I'm slowly but surely I'm feeling that I'm abandoning solo business as the website.
Yeah.
I feel I have the least amount of effort putting towards it, doing nothing about it. And on the one hand, it's like, why? And on the other hand, it's like I'm seeing that I'm focusing on this buy, sell business in Canada and Natalie's website now.
Yeah.
At least it gives me focus.
Yeah. And what's going on with the GTA hub?
Opti Hub. Yeah, that needs to be polished up. We had a good powwow. So we're just waiting for, so his kids go to school on Thursday.
Yeah.
That's going to bring sanity into the kind of the current of everyday events. So next Thursday we're kicking this off. He finished his basement. He's one house down from me. So we're just gonna work out of there. I feel that there's going to be a big ramp up time at first, and then we'll go from we'll see how that takes.
Yeah.
And I have an interview with Royal Bank as a contractor on Tuesday. It was so. It's it's going to be interesting.
With somebody you worked with there previously, or
no. This is a job. So there's an agency that works with Royal Bank to supply part-time staff.
Yeah.
And the banks love hiring contractors because it's not FTEs.
Yeah.
And so this is a cost that they can easily control, and the shareholders don't penalize them for this.
Right.
But I would know a lot of people in the bank. What do you know about Agile? Talk to me.
What do I know about Agile?
Yeah.
Well, that's supposedly how we were operating at Pressima, but I would say the way we were executing against it, it was anything but Agile. Ironically, the thing we were the most agile at was mitigating risk by not doing things. But basically, we ran 2-week scrums.
Mm-hmm.
I think at one point we were doing 1 week, but we just found all of the scrum ceremonies eat up so much time that it wasn't enough time to do any work in between. So we went to 2-week scrums. So you do your scrum planning.
What's involved in scrum planning?
Well, so in our world, myself as the product owner and Edward, who was the scrum master, we would do some pre-work figuring out what it is we wanted to deliver in the next scrum, in the next 2 weeks. And then we would meet if stories hadn't been pointed yet, we would talk about them with the team, clarifying questions, whatever.
Would you write stories?
Yeah, I would write stories as the product owner. So we did we had one meeting a week to review stories.
Yeah.
So a lot of them would be initiated by me
in
terms of conceptually and from a user standpoint, here's what I want it to do. And then you have the technical people on the team add to it. So that but this was one of my pain points in the whole process, was we would have these meetings and spend all this time talking about the stories and getting consensus about that everyone was on the same page about what it meant and what we were supposed to deliver and how many points it was, only to then come to the end of the 2 weeks and the people go, oh, well, we didn't really understand, the story wasn't clear. And it was kind of like finger pointing back to me saying, you're not writing good enough stories. And it's like, no, like we're writing these stories as a team. So if they're not good enough, like, sure, maybe part of it's me, but that's why we meet as a team and review the stories. It was just it seemed to be like I don't know, some kind of a roadblock for people. And then we were constantly getting beat up by senior management because we would all collectively as a team say, okay, we're going to do 40 points this week. And then we would deliver 30 points. So we'd be 10 short.
Mhm.
And so we were, you know, and we kind of, I mean, one aspect of it is supposed to be the team dictates the pace at which you're working, like what you can accomplish and stuff. And it's supposed to be without the influence of external deadlines.
Mhm.
But in reality, you have a client and you have business goals and you need to try and achieve them. So like there was a long period of time where we were pushing to accomplish more than we'd been typically accomplishing because we had to, like, fuck, we had a, you know, whatever, January 1st deadline. We had to have AA launched, like, so anyway, it was I call those the dark times.
So did you have daily stand-ups?
Yeah, we had daily stand-ups every morning, which again was like annoying to me because they were at like 10 o'clock in the morning. So I typically be at work at 7.
Mm-hmm.
But there's plenty of people who came in at like 9:45 or 10. And the first thing they do in the day is the stand up, and you go around and everyone's like, yeah, no blockers, no blockers, no blockers. Okay. And then just go to work and then you look over and there's people playing ping pong. And you're like, what the fuck? Like, we're missing our targets every week. And the first thing you do when you come to work is go play ping pong. Like, this is, you know, and then I'm leaving at 5 and I've been there since 7 and everyone's already gone. Like, what kind of country club is this place? Anyway.
That's true.
It was, I don't know. And I just found like, for me, and I'm not saying it's wrong necessarily, and maybe the way we were going about it, although we were kind of trained by Wrangle on this process, that I always equated it to like store openings in retail, right? Like the line in the sand is drawn, like the store is opening on this date and it's not changeable.
Yep.
And you do what has to be done to get it open. But here it was kind of like, okay, well, you know, things aren't going great in the deli, so we're going to open the store without a deli. And people are like, oh, and then upper management will be like, oh, so happy you guys mitigated that risk by not having a good deli, so we just won't run. And I'm like, what? And then I'd have to go and explain to the client, yeah, you're not getting this feature or that feature or whatever. Yeah. And
isn't this feature essential?
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's like, instead of getting, and this was one of my frustration points too, was like, instead of pushing to get things done, people would spend like extra time finding other things that we couldn't do that we should just take off the list. I don't know. It was really quite frustrating.
Interesting.
But I think it's just the way, and I think for me, and maybe it's one of these can't teach an old dog new tricks kind of thing. I don't know. Like, I'm just accustomed to working a certain way for so many years. This way of working, a lot of it flew directly counter to the way I'm used to working and the way I know things can work and the way results get accomplished. Like, this part of the Agile thing is like, our team was, based from what Wrangle said, our team was too big. Like, we had too many people. So too many people means too many opinions and whatever. But you have these discussions about what something should be or whatever. And I don't know, everyone has an opinion on it. And, you know, you can't move forward till there's a consensus and all this stuff. And there's times when it's like, you know what, this doesn't require a consensus. This is what we're doing. Just fucking do it.
Sometimes, yeah. That is exactly what needs to happen.
So it like, and part of that is, to me, is leadership, right? Like, the leader listens to everyone's opinion, then makes a decision, and then that's what you do. But in Agile, it was kind of like, no, you know, everyone's got to have their say and get their way. And I don't know, it was, and then you get people who are like obvious sandbaggers, like, well, how long is that going to take? Oh, that's going to take me like 3 days. And you're like, and I'm like, because I wasn't a programmer, I'm like, how can that take 3 days? And I'd be talking to other people like, oh yeah, that's like 2 lines of code. I don't know.
Yes, it's interesting how Agile seems to be a methodology. I can concur with most of the stuff that you're saying, but in some of the industries, although everyone and their mother wants to adopt it, I don't think it lends itself well to some processes. In other words, you can be all agile as you want in a bank.
Yeah.
But in a bank, every T must be crossed and every I dotted before something hits the customer.
Yeah.
Because there's so much room. Actually, there is no room for failure. There's no room that, oh, sorry, your transaction went to another person.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
So whether you want to do an MVP or not, until all of the checks are done, that MVP is not hitting real time.
Yeah.
So it's a sexy strategy that companies use, but interesting.
It's funny though. It's like being not from an IT background, and I don't mean to slander all IT people everywhere, but like Steve used to say this phrase. He goes, "Oh yeah, IT disappointing senior management for 20 years," kind of joke, right? That it's like you know, and I mean, this is the way it was at Loblaws too. Like the way the regular business operated and did things was seemingly at a different pace and at a different standard than how quickly IT could accomplish things.
Yeah.
And now some of it is what you said, like in the business side, you can do a lot of things 80% of the way and roll them out and everything's fine. Like on the IT side, you can't roll things out 80%. Like it has to be 100% or it doesn't work. So that's, one of the differences, I guess, but I don't know. It was a weird, like I never really did adjust well to it. I found it was too much talking and not enough producing. Which
should be the opposite.
Yeah.
Should be a lot of producing and then quick navigation from one side to the other.
Yeah. And then there was a lot of hot potato, right? Like something has to go, like, because we had kind of layers. We had like a database layer, then we had the ClickSense visualization layer, and then we had the Angular front end layer. And there was all this like passing the hot potato around. Oh, I can't do my thing until the Angular person does their thing. Well, the Angular person can't do their thing till this person does their, and it's like, would you guys just fucking talk to each other and get this done? I don't know.
Yeah. Oh. So anyway, I'm talking to them next week.
And what, doing contracting on what?
Director, digital delivery, I think.
Okay.
Let me take a look quickly.
What does digital delivery encompass? Is that like
well, in
their apps and stuff?
In
banking?
reality, what it means is here, director client digital delivery, multi-market solution for investment fund covering 14 domiciles, proven ability to administer alternative investment fund, bundle services, deep understanding of client needs. I have no idea. Lead a coalition of product, client experience, data technology experts who will receive, triage, design, and deliver solutions to resolve problems that are deemed aligned to overall strategy. The lead will be able to drive results by executing against clear triage protocols and be able to prioritize and ensure solutions are delivered in a way that adds clear commercial value. Manage and support the digital delivery channels, including RBC1, ISO, Etch, Delta, etc.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah, sounds like the mumbo jumbo. Well, it's interesting. It's not that complicated. Basically, there's a lot of priorities and a lot of ideas that need to be implemented.
Yeah.
You need to find the loudest voice and the person who's most concerned and is able to be the stakeholder of record to get the right project done.
Yeah.
That's what it boils down to.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what I was doing kind of with deciding what stories to prioritize was, and there was a balance between level of effort and level of value, right? Because there's things that were kind of low value, but they were really easy things to do.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes those get thrown in because they're kind of quick wins that add some value. But then there's other things that are, maybe don't add a lot of value, but they're like a huge chunk of work that has to be done to facilitate other things. I don't know. It's interesting. To me, it was like every week was like deja vu, because I'd spend hours and hours pouring through all these stories and prioritizing them, and then you get this done, and then next week you do it all again, and then the next week you do it all again. I'm going to post in the Trello board in preparation for Tuesday. So I have a mostly written article that I'd written already on the SMART goals thing. So I'm going to post that just so you can.
Yeah, and I've included I think 2 or 3 questions there that I would ask you.
All right. Did you have a name for this thing yet?
I do not. I was thinking about something. Something silly like, why does this keep happening to me? No, ideas are welcome.
All right.
But I would like to stay away from the business aspect and have it more of a kind of personal, not so much feeling level, but it's kind of like what a lot of people struggle with this.
Yeah.
And it takes up a lot of mind space, and we walk around with different feelings and emotions about certain things that we see as maybe unjust or unexplainable to ourselves. It's like,
yeah,
there was one time in one of our episodes when you said about like, all of this is nonsense. This is all the internal conversations that we're having with ourselves, and no one else is privy to hear them. And most of them are the unnecessary stories that we tell ourselves.
Yeah. Yeah. It's all made up.
Yeah.
All right, I'll noodle some ideas around.
Interesting.
All right.
Yeah, I think this is can't believe it's Friday, man. Cannot believe it's Friday.
It is a little bit crazy. I'm going to the Jays game on tomorrow.
You're going to a Jays game?
Yeah, tomorrow afternoon.
Great. Congrats.
Yeah.
And I forgot that this is the last long weekend of summer.
That's right. And then school is back in session.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Well, my daughter had soccer last night and it was freezing.
Yeah, it's just like last year. 1st September comes around and somebody flips the switch on the weather. I remember it last year so vividly because it was almost unbelievable. And this year too, we were first. at the beginning of the week, on the 31st of August, we were burning we have a fire pit in the back, so that all the neighbors come with their kids to do marshmallows.
Yeah.
So yeah, because remember, our backyards are connected. Like,
Yeah.
So anyway,
Yeah.
and it was fantastic. Everyone was standing there chilling. Nobody wanted to go inside. Yesterday, I walk out. I was like, holy crap, I need jeans.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Winter is coming.
That's a fact. That's not even a premonition. It's like a fact. Yes, winter is coming. Anyway, Greg.
All right.
Talk to you
We'll
Monday.
see you Monday. Right.
No. Are we doing this Monday?
I
think I'm home Monday, so
I'm around, so
yeah.
Yeah, we can do a quick one if you want.
Yeah, we can do a quick one, or maybe we connect just maybe at 9:30 or something like that.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Sounds
Peace
good.
out. Bye.
Enjoy the weekend. Bye.